Hey, what's up, you guys? Woody Jacob here to bring you my weekly review of the CW's The Originals. This week's seen Season 3, Episode 12, entitled Dead Angels. And overall, it was an okay episode. It's been a decent season so far. If you guys have watched my reviews, there have been some bright spots, really bright spots here and there, but overall, I don't think Season 3 really compares to the previous two so far. But, it's still pretty solid nonetheless. And the only thing I really haven't cared for is how they've done the Cami thing since she was killed and turned into a vampire. With that, we've just seen that before. We've seen how Elaine acts, arrogant and stuff like that. We've just seen this storyline played out, and Cami's just coming off annoying and frustrating at this point. So this isn't really working for me as of right now. I do think she'll find some sort of balance eventually with new sides of herself, or the sides of herself being amplified or heightened, as they say with this stuff on the show in this universe. Let me feed my cat real quick if you guys don't mind, just so she doesn't freak out for the rest of the video. I probably shouldn't have done this on camera, but you guys have seen me do worse, possibly. It'll only take about a second. Enjoy the same view of my room you've gotten for the past while. About another 15 seconds or so. Probably more, don't count. It's ready for Valentine's Day. We're going to be celebrating ours a little bit late due to my work schedule, but it should be fun nonetheless. I'm going to go see Deadpool and different stuff like that. And if we do go see it, when we do go see it, I'll definitely do a review, so you'll have that to look forward to. Anyway, we are ready to come back to the actual point of this video. Sorry for wasting this portion of your guys' time. There you go, kitty. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. I really apologize. I should have just done that before I started recording. But you live and you learn. Except I've made that mistake quite a few times, so I don't know. But anyway, so like I said, okay episode of an okay season so far. The only really good episode, I think, was episode 9. I think it was when Klaus and Cami had their kiss, and there was a twist of her throat being slashed at the end. But other than that, it's been kind of lackluster in comparison to the other ones, even though it's still, pretty good overall, in the end. So, Cami took the white oak, the material from the tree, that was with a little thing Klaus had carved out, to give to Rebecca, to calm her in their childhood and stuff, which we've seen flashbacks to before, which is really touching back when they showed him back, by the way. So she basically tries to draw Klaus there to make a deal to get the other artifacts, or the dark items, or whatever they are. We see Aya, she's having Davina, channel the dead witch that Elijah had killed in the previous week, to see, to find out the secrets and stuff like that. I'll admit I was tuned out for parts of this episode, I'm sorry. Let's see. Elijah. There was actually a really good scene of Elijah explaining his connection to Aya and The Strix and how it came about. We got a couple of good flashbacks to it. But the best part about it was Daniel Gilly's acting in the scene. I thought it was really on point. As it always is, really. A lot of the actors are really consistent on the show. But he really outdid himself here, I think. Even though he didn't really have to evoke too much, he really showed a lot, I think. You slowly believe a little bit more in him and Aya's history with this scene, I think. So it was a pretty enjoyable one to bear witness to, I think. So we've seen little flashes of them hooking up and stuff like that, and I don't always like every character having slept with every other character and stuff like that, but I cut the original some slack since they've been alive for over 1,000 years, so it makes sense that they would have a lot of different history with people like this, so I'll let it go. We kind of already knew they had a connection anyway, but still. They said Cami needs those objects. She wants to get back at Aurora. So we see that she's being a little bit less of a bitch. She's really just really determined to go about her plan of getting back at Aurora. Let's see. We know that Aya and Elijah are about to have a fight for leadership of the Strix, to prove one's dominance or one's power and things like that. And I like Marcel's joke about how they're all intellectual and build around like intelligence and cunning, and then they basically end up fighting like kids at recess to settle it. That was pretty funny, and ends up playing into how it actually ends up going later in the episode with him commenting like that. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Marcel was probably one of the highlights of this episode too. We get a decent scene of Cami explaining herself to Vincent. She is being a little bit irrational with how she's going about handling it, but you get it. But I really think Cami's more frustrating than anything right now, as I said. I do like how they've made Vincent into a more key character. I did like them keeping him alive, through season 2 into season 3. So it's good to have another witch around. Although I wish they would show Freya more lately. She hasn't been a factor a whole lot this season. They did great with her in season 2, and I was happy they brought her into season 3, but I want to see her with more concentration if she's going to be here. And I really like Freya, so I'd like to see more with her. Let's see. Of course, the witch that's supposedly one of the Strix, she shows up when Klaus and Cami are making a deal. She snaps Klaus's neck, and then she is about to take down Cami. Cami almost is able to throw her off, and she kind of causes her to lose focus at first, but then Cami's knocked out, and then she gets away with the item. As far as that witch snapping Klaus's neck, I get that how powerful she is, and it's kind of like a different discussion than other vampires would be and stuff against him. But I feel like they do underutilize Klaus's power a lot. They're having moments where they show how strong he can truly be, but there are other moments where they really make him look weaker than they should, I think. It's unfortunate, but I feel like they use the plot or they use convenience of Klaus being weaker or not using his full power in certain points just to make the foes more challenging and the situations more difficult. So it's a little bit annoying how they do that sometimes, but it's okay, I guess. I've let it slide for this long. And in some cases it does make sense. I couldn't necessarily do anything, but still. I guess that's a Klaus fanboy in me talking. Let's see. Marcel ends up, taking the item that, Elijah and Aya were, the key item there, and he runs around with that, and he basically ends up, even though Elijah finds him pretty quickly, he basically points out how this group's built around intelligence and cunning, and he points out how he went about something completely differently than the rest of them, and he would have ended up being able to evade them all, in a sense, if it had gone correctly, but it didn't, so I don't really get his point here. But anyway, so Marcel is actually put into leadership of the Strix. Even if he's not the strongest, he has a mind, a different way of thinking compared to certain other people. But I especially like the scene where they reveal that this is part of Marcel and Elijah's plan all along. I was happy about that, because I've gotten tired of Marcel going back and forth with the sides, so it's been good this season to show that he obviously has loyalties to the Michelsons when it comes down to it. So this is another good example of that. I liked him and Elijah sharing a drink too. That was cool. We see that the witch is actually not with the Strix at all. She gives the white oak to Aurora. Aurora kills her. So now Aurora has the white oak. Great. I still like how Rebecca Breeds is playing her, even if the character is not the most interesting. She's a decent, female villain, I think. decent antagonist, even if it still does not live up nearly to Dahlia or Michael especially, but still, it's okay for what it is, I guess. Talked about Marcel and Elijah working together. Let's see, we know that Aya is actually planning to unlink the Strix from Elijah to make him more of an independent force, which makes sense. I'm surprised they didn't try to do that before. When we see that at the end that Aurora is actually making bullets out of the white oak stake, which is pretty smart, I'll give her that. So she's going to have like multiple chances to kill a few of them, if not all of them, all of the originals, but we know that's not going to happen. But it's smart on her part to try it that way. So I'm curious to see who's going to go here. I mean, obviously Klaus and Elijah aren't going to die. Freya, I think, is at risk, but I'd like to see her go on. I think I'd like to see her around for the rest of the series, by the way, and get more concentration, like I said again. But I feel like someone might go down here. I'm just not sure who. Or she could fail entirely, which I'd be fine with, too. I still want Klaus to get his complete revenge on her. I would like Cami to get it, too, but she's been kind of a brat lately, so I don't care about her as much right now. But still, I think Aurora will get what's coming to her one way or another. So I'm looking forward to that. So, yeah, we do see a little bit more of Klaus and Cami connecting again at the end, but, you know, I don't know. I just don't feel as strong of an urge to see them together at this point with the way she's been acting. I get it, but I don't. Yeah, so overall an okay episode. Not one of the best of the season, really, but it has been a great season overall. But this is still a decent episode overall, I'd say. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I'm sorry for the lateness of this one. It's after 12. It's after 12 now. I'm sorry, but hope you guys enjoyed the video for what it was. Anyway, I know I'm not the best of this stuff. I still do like talking about it, even when it's a little lackluster. But yeah, so follow me on Facebook, Movie Pilot, kind of Southern Reverse, Twitter, and look for mansfield.com. Catch you guys next time. Peace.